is here. Where did, I don't know where he went. He was in my office because I
All right,
came up to get the
let's
package.
go. We got 4.
Get us out of here.
Yeah.
Where is he?
All right. Good morning and welcome to the City of Chester's Chester City Council meeting for today, Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. As always, we open with a prayer and a pledge. Giving our prayer today is Lisa Dennis, Reverend Lisa Dennis. All rise.
Good morning. Let us pray. God of our weary years and our hopeful tomorrows, to the God of our silent tears and our songs of triumph, we gather before you today as one city, one people, and one community. We lift our voice in gratitude for the privilege of service, for the trusted places in our leaders, and for the shared responsibility of those who care for the business of our city and its people. We acknowledge, O Lord, that the road has not always been easy, and there have been challenges and disagreements and difficult decisions, yet through it all, you have guided us, this council, this mayor, sustained us, kept us moving forward. Now we ask, God, that you would grant this council wisdom beyond human understanding, compassion in every decision and integrity in every action. Let justice roll down like waters and let mercy flow through every policy, every vote, and every conversation. Bring us together in respect and patience and mutual care. When opinions differ, let your peace prevail. When tensions rise, let your spirit unity dwell among us. May our city continue to grow in fairness, opportunity, and harmony. Lord, lead us along a path of righteousness. Let every neighborhood begin to flourish and every resident feel seen, valued, and heard. Keep us on your everlasting arms, trusting that you will continue to build a brighter future in all of us. We offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams. Present. Green.
Present.
West.
Present.
Davis.
Present.
Mayor Roots.
Present. May I get a motion to approve meeting minutes from January 28th?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
There can't be any opposed because we all are in favor. Motion is passed. Minutes are approved. Public comment on agenda items only. There are only 2 agenda items. I'm going to make one thing very, very plain, so please hear me. Public comments will be public comments. There will be no questions answered. If you have a question on a public comment, our directors are over there, so whichever director your question should go to, please make the connection after council meeting. 3 minutes for your comments.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Council.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm coming here on R19 of E-Collect. We're just asking for more money to do their job. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm asking myself and other people if council and mayor would sit this aside and get more information on it. The reason I'm asking that is because E-Collect is a collector, and when we talk about a collector, they're not enforcing on these things. We don't have no data on what they have brought in and what's still out there. But for them to ask for the city or them to ask for more money to do their job, I really think that's going to hurt the taxpayers as a whole. We're paying E-Collect to do a job when Delaware County was doing the same exact job for way less money. When we start looking at the money that E-Collect is collecting, the attorney is collecting $950 every time he put a liens on a property. So if my mother can't pay her taxes this year, then you're telling me that an $800 tax for the city is now $2,200 that she might have to pay. So I'm asking, can we sit this aside? I'm asking Council and Mayor, can we sit this aside, get more data on it before we give them more money to do the job? Or can we just go, because I know their contract is up, can we go back to the county and let them do the job? And because they're enforcing it instead of just being a tax collector, because both of them was doing the same exact job. We paid the county less money and everything else. So that's what I'm asking. Can we sit this aside and get more data when y'all vote? Thank you.
Okay, the person to talk to if you need information on the fees associated with the collector would be our CFO. And for the point that you brought up here at council meeting, that's the appropriate question to ask at our agenda meeting or deliberative that's held on usually Monday at 2 p.m. On agenda item?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I got it. So I'm here to address a situation. Hello, good morning, by the way. That I'm having on 5th and
Who are
Curlin.
you? Give your name.
Alonzo Burton,
There you go.
139 East Avon Road. I'm doing a building on 5th and Curlin, most of you are aware of. Basically a new construction, 7
Well, hold on.
units.
What's this have to do with either of the two agenda items?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you're going to be at the end when we do public comment?
All right.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else on agenda items only? All right, let's keep it moving. Hey, council, any old business, new business you want to share?
I will share that good morning. There is a grant opportunity, for nonprofits in the city of Chester to participate in. I did make a post on Facebook, but if there are any other nonprofits, it's, basically talking about food insecurity in our community. There's a $50,000 grant that's available, through the Robert Woods Foundation. If you want more information, you can see me after the council meeting, or you can inbox or text me for those who have my information. I can give you more information. I've already submitted over 25. They will select 30 organizations. It's not open to churches, but the nonprofit organizations can be funneled through, can funnel through the churches through that program. So if anyone wants to apply or know someone who wants to apply, please let me know.
Couple sports-related activities this week, or in the past couple weeks. Chester High basketball, both girls and boys won the Del Val championship. Yay for them. We kind of expect that out of the guys, but the girls have done it 3 years in a row, so they're the exciting team to watch right now. Demira Allen, I hope I said her first name right. Demira? Nobody's going to help me. All right. She won a gold medal in one of the state championships. I get lost with all of them, but that's a huge deal. And the Chester High School High Q team participated at STEM. Last week I attended. My goodness, they were winning the entire contest. They were up against Notre Dame and Bonner Prendy. And it came down to the last question that Bonner missed and Notre Dame got, and they got the 1 point to defeat Chester, 25-24. But our kids looked great. If you're not familiar with High Q, it's if you're old enough to remember College Bowl that used to be on TV, it's that type of game. Or if you're just used to Jeopardy, except they ask questions and you give answers. I sat in the audience, me and Adrian Irving. We kind of made a bet with ourselves how many we would get right. So I said 3, she said 2. I think together we got 6 right. But it's just a testament to the kids and their coaches, you know, how many they did get right from all categories, math and science and history, music, civics. It was quite impressive. Let's keep it moving. Yes. No. Madam Clerk.
Resolutions for final passage. Resolution 18, authorize Thomas Moore, Chief of Staff, or Andrew Heyman, Public Works Director, as the official to execute all documents and agreements between the City of Chester and the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation to facilitate and assist in the reimbursement of $1,550,000 in federal transportation alternative set-aside program funding for the Norris Street Trail and Streetscape project.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Green?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Roots?
Yes.
Resolution 19, authorize and adopt the updated cost of collection schedule to be imposed by eCollect Plus LLC upon those taxpayers whose taxes are or become delinquent and or remain due and unpaid.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Green?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Roots?
Yes.
Excuse me.
And that concludes our resolutions for the day. Let's go back to that first one, though, R18, for those of you who are curious what that's all about. I would have you just go down Highland Avenue from 291 down to the riverfront. You'll see a lot of improvements, sidewalks, paving. It's part of the trail system, the East Coast Greenway Trail system. So the way it's designed is you'll see 291 the sidewalk that's on the riverside will be getting improved over the next few years. And the idea is to make if you're coming from the east side, walking west, you go down the sidewalk as part of the trail, you'll make a left on Norris Street. So this money is for the Norris Street improvements. And then you'll go all the way down to the riverfront. You'll connect to the trail that already exists on the riverfront that goes from Norris Street past the stadium, past the Wharf Building, all the way to Highland Avenue, and then come up Highland Avenue, which is being completed right now. So what you see on Highland Avenue is almost a mirror image of what you're going to see on Norris Street. Starting, I think the work is going to start next summer. Do we know? We don't have anybody confirmed, but I know it's supposed to be starting pretty soon. But if you haven't been down Highland Avenue, you need to see the improvements down on Highland Avenue. The improvements went all the way up to the houses on Highland Avenue, so they all got new sidewalks as well on both sides of the street. So we kind of made accommodations to improve a neighborhood while getting a trail system extended. I don't think we have any reports from any of our departments today, unless we're including the planning department. Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I see Catherine Flagg there. She's going to give a presentation on the Chester High School cheerleaders, and this is a Black History-related presentation featuring one of our iconic organizations, the Chester High School cheerleaders. So we're going to try to keep it to 5 minutes, but we love the cheerleaders. I'm surprised you didn't bring, oh, here's
they were
Amanda.
supposed to be here.
We did bring one.
They must be on their way. They must be on their way, but those that are here can stand with me.
We have any alumni cheerleaders beside Amanda?
I'm surprised.
Oh,
They
there
were
we go.
supposed to be here.
She asked you to stand, but that's up to you. Amanda cheers every day in City Hall, if you guys
Of
don't know.
course she does, yeah.
Oh, my
Got that
goodness.
spirit.
She has so much
Good morning,
energy.
Mayor, City
morning.
Council,
Good morning.
community. Thank you for this opportunity. The following athletes served as Chester High School varsity cheerleaders from the years 1982 to 1995. They represented Chester High School and the city of Chester with style and finesse. After graduating from high school, they went on to make some phenomenal accomplishments, representing Chester High School and the city. I am incredibly proud of them. I feel the mayor, city council, and the community should be proud as well. People who do great things should be celebrated. Their achievements should be curated so that their people will be able to remember who they are and what they have accomplished. It should be served as an inspiration to students, young people, and even generations to come. Most of all, God will be honored and glorified. Great people who come out of Chester should be celebrated. So in celebration of Black History Month, I present this list of athletes and their achievements. Number 1, Judge Dawn Van, Class of 1982, captain of the varsity cheerleaders. She is the first African-American woman magisterial district judge in Delaware County.
That's a big deal.
She is now serving her 6th year of her 3rd term. She has a plethora of accomplishments that we can't even list. I can't read today, but I have them listed in this booklet that I'm going to present to you, Mayor, after my presentation. Teresa Bay, class of 1982, second captain of the varsity cheerleaders. She's a compliance specialist in community development and asset protection, working with people in affordable and low-income housing. Sheila Miller Brown, class of 1982, worked in the educational field for 20 years. Dewana and Flag Davis, class of 1982, certified Christian life coach in a plethora of other careers and achievements. Alicia Stewart Martin, class of 1983, human resources and organization leadership, and a plethora of other titles. Bernadette Mills, class of 1984, varsity cheerleading captain, executive pastor through the Word Church, and a plethora of other positions. Diana L. Sargent, class of 1984, service coordinator for the AmeriHealth Caritas, and more. Dawn Bright Jones, class of 1984, served in ministry at Murphy Asbury African Methodist Episcopal Church full-time, and she's a real estate practitioner and many other positions. Monica Bailey Washington, Esquire, class of 1986, varsity captain, licensed to practice law in Pennsylvania, assistant vice president of labor and employee relations at Temple University, and a plethora of other positions. Antoinette Jackson Gordy, class of 1986, varsity co-captain, Delaware County Intermediate Unit, Head Start Program, and much more. Julie Wood Heisen, class of 1986, retired human resource person. She's a specialist with the Department of the U.S. Army. Eudora Cobb, class of 1987, varsity captain, supply petty officer for the United States Navy for 23 years, and many other accomplishments. Ronette Thompson, Nee Cooper, class of 1987, attended Virginia Union University in Richmond, Virginia. She's a wife, mother, and an ecstatic grandmother. Teresa Dawn Robinson, class of 1987, program administrator at Drexel University, and a plethora of other accomplishments. Nicole Akins, class of 1988, varsity captain, customer service representative for medical insurance and various areas of the medical field. Tamika Davis, class of 1988, varsity captain, corrections mailroom inspector supervisor for the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections for 26 years. Stephanie Thompson, class of 1988, held multiple leadership roles in banking with Bank of America in Delaware, as well as other achievements. Robin Pettiford, class of 1988, held a strong foundation in the banking industry for over 20 years. She is now proud to have her own consulting firm, Smart Aid Financial Solutions, LLC, to assist students and families to navigate the often complex financial aid process. Angela Tucker Rochester, class of 1988, program administrative manager for a nonprofit. Dana Bailey, class of 1989, nurse entrepreneur, family daycare. Valerie Freeman, class of 1990, varsity captain, senior software quality and analyst, currently Chester High School JV cheerleading coach, and a plethora of other accomplishments. Stacy Carter, class of 1990, currently a Spanish teacher and other accomplishments. Michelle Sherrod, class of 1990, secretary for several schools throughout the Chester Upland School District. She's a hairstylist and a lead instrument processing technician, and other accomplishments as well. Lisa Merritt, class of 1990, teacher, training and development administrator, and other accomplishments as well. Jennifer Woodson, class of 1990, advanced human resource manager and entrepreneur with many successful businesses. Keisha Dennis, class of 1990, administrator of personal care and wellness at Riddle Village, 26 years, and other achievements as well. Dr. Sharita Weatherspoon, class of 1990, founder and CEO of the Align Biz Company and Align Leadership and Culture Solution, and many other achievements. Jaconda White, class of 1991, varsity captain, program director for the 21st Century Community Learning Center, after-school program for the Chester Upland School District, currently middle school cheerleading coach and mentor, have other accomplishments as well. Nakia Little, class of 1992, varsity captain, licensed personal care home administrator for the Department of Human Services, and much more. Angela Germany Barnes, class of 1992, entrepreneur and founder of Children of Purpose STEM Academy, East and West, and much more. Amanda Johnson, class of 1992, Economic Development Department in the City of Chester, board director of the Chester Upland School District, and a plethora of other achievements, and everybody knows Amanda well. Tracy Lewis Shorter, class of 1993, varsity captain, United States Probation and Pretrial Services Office for the District of Maryland under the Federal Judiciary, and much more. Chevelle Williams Lampkin, class of 1993, interim varsity captain. She's educator, instructional leader, an entrepreneur, and a philanthropist, and many more. I have one more sheet.
Sure, go ahead.
Shakar Davis, class of 1993, vice president of operations and global loans business, owner of Good Faith Travel and rental property. Lori Jimerson, class of 1993, vice president, compliance conduct and operational risk leader, J.P. Morgan Chase, over 25 years or more. Dr. Lakia Chambers, class of 1994, varsity captain, associate dean of student affairs for Cheney University, was former director of human resources for the Chester Upland School District, and a lot more achievements. Reverend Rashida Lee, class of 1994, owner and operator of Rashida's Exquisite Hair Design, 26 years visionary of SGS Ministry, launched in 2017, and a plethora of more other things. Tamika Friend, class of 1994, vice president in banking, community leader, and much more. Janiyah Jones Dickerson, class of 1994, who was a proud wife and mother. Dr. Bahir Hamid, class of 1995, founder of Hajir's Touch LLC. Colin Corbin, class of 1989, manages campus and community partnerships for Elwyn. She's a fashion freelancer with major brands including Neiman Marcus and Key Unger of New York, and much more. Nicola Thomas, class of 1989, educator and academic school counselor, Chester Upland School District, and much more. Dr. Erica Pinky McMillan, class of 1991, reading specialist, literacy coach, and member of the education leadership team in Wilmington, Delaware, and a lot of more accomplishments. And finally, last but not least, Dr. Dana Thurston, class of 1991, licensed clinical school worker and senior clinical director of Community Council Health System in Philadelphia, PA, and a lot more accomplishments. Thank you for this opportunity. We celebrate all of our athletes, our basketball players and the football players. We celebrate today. We celebrate the cheerleaders. And thank you.
That was great. Oh, there's more.
Very well accomplished.
And Mayor, present this book to you. Hopefully, that you will make copies for the council members and for the leaders in the city of Chester and for the community. I know you have printing, so you have a printing department.
We'll figure it out.
It's not a whole lot, so if you make a, and put a display in the lobby downstairs like the same kind. And you can see all of the achievements. I wasn't able to read them all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheerleaders are such a part of Chester's culture. Gosh, I could say a lot. I will just say, most recently, when we put the statue outside for Fredia Gibbs, the people who were bringing it here were the Delaware County Sports History Museum people. I forget the full name. They insisted. I mean, that was like one of the first things on their list. They said, if we're going to do a ceremony for this unveiling, we want the cheerleaders there. And that just shows you the impact, that they have. We're looking, Ms. Flagg, I want you to hear this because we want to get Ms. Karen Maya. I always want to say Karen Bean. I've known her for so long. Ms. Karen Maya, to see if she can assemble some cheerleaders this summer when the World Cup comes. They also want the cheerleaders to be present for a celebration that's going to be had here in the city of Chester. And I think it's going to be slightly after school dismisses. So we'll be reaching out to them again. But thank you for this. Where'd that proclamation go? Proclamation.
I gave it to Davis.
No, it's on that side. Here it comes. I'm going to read this proclamation. It's a proclamation. Let's talk about proclamations for a little bit, because some people still get a little confused, as we were when I first got here. What's the difference between a proclamation, a citation, a letter of condolence, all that stuff? Specifically, proclamation is going to proclaim something. So that's the easiest way to kind of remember what a proclamation is. So today, we're going to be proclaiming Black History Month for 2026. We're going to do this every year. I'm just going to read this in the interest of time. Whereas the city of Chester, founded in 1644 as Pennsylvania's first and oldest city, holds a unique and enduring place in the American story, serving as a living testament to the nation's founding ideas, struggles, and progress. Black History Month provides an opportunity to honor, reflect upon, and celebrate the profound contributions, resilience, leadership, and cultural legacy of African Americans whose labor, intellect, creativity, and courage has helped shape Chester, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and the United States of America. Chester has long been a center of Black history, excellence, and leadership, home to generations of African Americans who have contributed to industry, education, civil rights, faith, athletics, music, public service, and community building, making clear that Chester is Black history. Prominent figures of national and international significance have strong ties to the city of Chester, including Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., whose stay in Chester reinforced the city's place within the broader civil rights movement and whose message of justice and collective responsibility continues to inspire the community today. As the nation commemorates America's 250th anniversary, the city of Chester recognizes that any honest reflection on the nation's past must include the voices, experiences, and contributions of Black Americans whose perseverance helped move the country closer to its founding ideas of liberty and equality. Chester's story, rooted in struggle, resilience, pride, and progress, mirrors the America journey itself and underscores the importance of uplifting Black history not only in February but throughout the year. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Stefan Roots, Mayor of the City of Chester, together with City Council, do hereby recognize and proclaim Black History Month in the City of Chester. Be it further proclaimed that the City of Chester reaffirms its commitment to honoring Black history, celebrating Black excellence, and advancing equity, opportunity, and justice for all residents as we look forward to America's 250th anniversary and continue building a future rooted in dignity, unity, and shared progress. Be it further proclaimed that all residents are encouraged to reflect upon, learn from, and celebrate the enduring contributions of African Americans to Chester and the nation, recognizing that Chester's history is America's history and Chester is Black history. Proclaimed this 11th day of February, signed by myself and all of council. I was asked by somebody to my left, who will remain nameless, to give some remarks about Black history later this month at an event. So I'm going to share some of the remarks that I'm going to give. So it won't be too much of a spoiler, but I think it, oh my goodness, where'd I put it? Oh, here it is. But I think it's appropriate. Chester's Black history is made by people whose work held communities together. The elders who mentored without titles, the educators who stayed long after the bell rang, the artists who told our stories when no one else would, the parents and grandparents who says, this city is worth fighting for. Chester is a place where Black leadership has taken many forms, from civil rights activism to faith leadership, from public service to cultural expression, from athletics to environmental justice. Each generation inherited challenges it did not create. Each generation inherited challenges it did not create. And each generation answered in its own way. That is the true meaning of Black history. Not perfection, but persistence. What we heard today from Ms. Flagg is an example of, Black history in the city of Chester. Let's be proud, Chester. Whew, that was a lot. We're gonna switch gears a little bit. We've got a couple dignitaries from county government who's going to present Safe Streets for All. SS4A Community Project.
I'm always here for Amanda's cheerleading.
Look
She's
at
one of
that.
my biggest cheerleaders, and I would like to think that she thinks I'm a cheerleader. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for letting us come here today. My name is Kathy Spar. I am an infrastructure planner for the Delaware County Planning Department and the project manager for Safe Streets for Schools. That includes Chester Upland and then also Southeast Delco, and I'm also here with
I'm Sophia Peterson. I'm the Community Engagement Specialist for this project for the Planning Department.
She's a crucial team member for this. So we just want to give an overview of this project. I think we probably have discussed it before when we came here and talked about Vision Zero Delco, which you guys adopted. You can go to the next slide, Justin. So what are quick build projects? First off, this is an example, or well, there are 4 examples here of what quick build projects are. They are low cost street improvements to calm traffic, beautify the street. We're doing that here in Chester. We selected CUSA based on crash data and input from the community. The students, the families, and the staff at CUSA predominantly. The intersection definitely needs some help, and we're really excited about this. You can go to the next slide. So this is the existing conditions at this intersection. You all might be familiar with it, this bizarre 6-legged beast that doesn't really tell you what to do when you get there. Yes, there's stop signs, but when we were out there collecting data for it, we saw people honking their horns to let people know that they were coming because you can't see them when you come through the intersection. It was complete chaos.
Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I want people to pay attention to one particular stop sign there. So it would be the one on the right side. So you see the one at the very bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So right above the one at the bottom. For years, there was never a
There
stop
wasn't
sign
one.
there.
That's right.
And only if you were a Chester driver did you know that people could just keep on sliding through. So one day I brought my director of public works with me, and we sat on that corner, and I asked him, shouldn't there be a stop sign there? And he answered, and that's Andrew over there. Andrew says, well, why isn't there one there? So that was my answer. So that is as crazy as that intersection is, that was the last stop sign that was added to that crazy cluster of signs, and unfortunately, the upper corner there, the upper right-hand corner, is a school, which is why you're choosing this one, I'm sure.
Yes, and also based on the data and what we heard from the residents, and then when we went out and collected data, it was a cluster. I can tell you that Sophia and the 2 professionals that we were there with collecting data were completely anxious the entire time school pickup was going on. We were waiting for an accident on pins and needles. We saw vehicles get stuck in the middle of the intersection. We saw people trying to back up in the middle of the intersection. We saw people honking their horns as they were going through the intersection to let people know they were driving through it. It was really scary. We saw families getting caught in the middle of the intersection while they were walking. It was a very scary intersection. And so just a lot of issues going on with this. And we have worked on improving this intersection with the school has been at the table. They love what we're proposing. I just want to put that out there. The principal's very excited about it. Paul Fritz, the planning director, has been at the table. Andrew Heyman has been at the table. And so we're going to go to the next slide and show you the new concept for this intersection. So essentially, we're going to make it a 4-way intersection by changing the lower portion there where that new stop sign had been put in and squaring it out to a 90-degree angle to Parker Street. I think the other important thing to note is that Concord Avenue in the left top-hand corner will actually be a right turn only out of there. Yes. So it is one way. It's a one-way street heading south, and the only way to get out of there will be to turn right. Now, To understand this more fully, we're going to move to the next slide. And this shows the existing rerouting that would occur. So on the left-hand side, this is the chaos that currently exists at that intersection with all the traffic patterns. By making that one intersection, or that Concord turn, a right only, we have effectively reduced a lot of that chaos. It's a big change.
Mm-hmm.
The traffic improvements and safety for pedestrians will be significant.
Question.
Yes.
So when you turn on, when you exit to come onto Concord, you're saying it's going to only be a right-hand turn. So what about the through traffic that goes straight across or that left? That's not going to be?
Well, so there is no through traffic to Concord because it's one way only in that section. So from the other crazy intersection at 9th Street and Concord that also intersects with, what is that? Yeah, go back a slide. Yeah, I can't think of what it is right now. It's parallel to Parker, right? That section of Concord is one way heading towards 8th Street.
Curlin Street.
Curling.
Yeah, Curlin, that's it, thank you. So you can't go straight from the south onto Concord Avenue and go north.
I guess I'm confused a bit because when I come down Concord, and I come down Concord every day, you absolutely can go straight or make a left-hand turn.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I thought you were talking about going the other direction. Yes,
So that left-hand turn will still be there?
no,
Oh.
it's gonna be gone. So you're gonna wanna go straight down Curlin and then turn left onto 8th Street instead.
Got it.
So, but the result is, I think it's the next slide now, as we're moving back and forth between these slides, it dramatically reduces all the directions. Like, if you look at the existing outbound, that's a lot of chaos, right? The result by cutting off that intersection is a lot less chaos at that intersection.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't even consider the sort of U-turn that you could make.
Right. I mean, yes, exactly. That U-turn creates a lot of chaos. Honestly, like when I've come to Chester, I end up going one of two ways. Sometimes I'll go down Concord and sometimes I'll just go down Curlin and then turn left. It's hit or miss. I'm assuming the people on Concord will actually like it because there'll be less traffic on Concord, but it will dramatically improve the safety at the intersection where most of the children are being picked up or dropped off. And you have parents parking, crossing the street. There haven't been any crosswalks anyway there, except one that isn't really helpful in the scheme of where all people are parking and all of that. So, next slide. So, next steps. Do you want to talk about next steps?
Yeah.
All right.
So next steps for this, basically, we want to make sure that everyone is aware, because this is kind of a major change. So we obviously want to make people aware of this change that's happening. We're working with the school to do a block party, make this really fun and engaging for kids. The designs for the street art that we're going to be putting in are going to be chosen by students, which is really exciting, and implemented with families and students from the school and from community members as well, hopefully. So we want to let people know about these changes, but and also in order to implement these changes, we need kind of some support from the city. And we've been talking to Andrew about, making sure the street's clean so that when we put down paint, that, it's a clean surface. And we want to put in bollards. If you go back 2 slides, you'll see an example of what that looks like. Those kind of bollards to make kind of delineation a little bit easier and clearer with the support of the Public Works Department as well, so that they can get drilled in, so that even though quick builds are kind of temporary street improvements, this will last as long as possible. Yeah. Anything else?
So what will the speed limit be like in that area? And do you You're gonna post it, I'm sure.
So the speed limit is currently, during school drop-off and pickup, it's currently 15 miles an hour, which is typically what a school zone is during drop-off and pickup. And I think otherwise, it's 25. With these improvements, that helps people, forces them to slow down more and be more conscientious drivers, because now something's like in their way, essentially, and the street has been changed. The flexible bollards, if you want to go back to, sorry, Justin, we're making you work this.
So we're talking about the lower right-hand corner, right?
Yes. So flexible bollards, anywhere there is paint, that paint will be outlined with flexible bollards, because we don't want people driving over the paint. The paint is meant to be there for a reason. They're known as curb bump outs, which narrows the intersection, forces people to slow down when they're taking turns, especially that right-hand turn, but will also keep people from parking in the way of stop signs where they're not meant to park, but we know everybody parks there anyway. So there'll be flexible bollards there, and then we'll paint the inside of it. We want the community to be involved in that process, take ownership in that safety improvement, and feel empowered by it.
Is there a timeline, like from start to finish?
So, yeah, it's like a one-day jammy.
It's one day.
So April 18th, it's a Saturday. We are planning on doing this. We're going to be working with Andrew to shut the streets down. Wait, where'd Andrew go? Is he sneaking out because
You
he don't want to
scared him.
know? Yeah, we scared him off. Andrew's like, I'm out. I don't know. It's a lot. These crazy planning department people coming in here messing with my roads. So we'll have to close the streets down after school lets out on Friday the 17th, so they can be cleaned and the bollards can be installed. And then the morning of Saturday, we'll come in and have a block party. We're looking to get vendors there. We're looking to have some, I think, a food truck,
Yeah,
right?
music and food.
Music and food, and make it a big party, and we'll paint all the stuff that the kids have selected. So, and then the roads will be opened again later that day, that same day. So, it's exciting.
It is exciting, thank you. But don't go yet.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere. I won't go until you tell me I can go.
You came in a few months ago talking about work that is going to get done on Highland Avenue.
I did.
So what's the status on that?
My understanding is Chester got that grant from the federal government. And my assumption is that they're working to get under contract with the federal government, which can take a while. I know this project, which is also federally funded, took about a year to get under contract. And then the next step will be for Chester to select a consultant to work with them on that. It'll be 3 intersections along Highland Avenue. I think it's 10th, 12th, and I forget the other one. Swartz, that's what it is. And so that'll also be really exciting, because that is also right at a school, and improve the safety there. So yeah, I'm super excited you guys got that, because that's straight out of the Vision Zero plan.
Okay, so the difference between the two is that Highland Avenue is our project, and this one is the one you're...
The county project, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah,
Yours
the
looks a
Highland
lot more
Avenue.
colorful than ours. Are we missing something? Or it's not quite
It's not there
final
yet.
yet?
No, it's not final yet. It's
Okay.
not even close to being final yet.
Gotcha.
Hopefully you guys will have as much color as this. We're here for the color. We like the color.
All right.
The kids are gonna get to select the color. So, yeah.
Will there be any maybe future efforts about 9th Street across from the high school? Because we get a lot of complaints from the residents who live there about people speeding. And it's marked, what the speed limit should be.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
Okay.
So I'm almost to the point of breaking some rules here. So I'm glad you're here to help me,
Okay.
to help us on
All
that.
right.
Because what she's speaking of is from, what is that, Baker Street?
It's from Penn, 9th and Penn, over to
Go so far
really.
as Penn, but the school zones between Coosa and Chester High School, like one school right after the other. There absolutely is not enough signage on 9th Street to identify it on both sides of the street as a school zone. It's really minimal signage that shows that it's a school zone, it's so minimal that you'll see a sign that says school zone starts, followed by speed limit 25 miles an hour, which conflicts,
Right.
greatly. I think what we all want to see, and I'm not just speaking of up here, but the whole community, is some very over-the-top signage with lights and blinking everywhere from the street we're talking about at Coosa all the way down, inclusive.
Right there by the bridge. That's considered Penn.
Okay. But the school zone between the Coosa and Chester High School, some of the obstacles, I guess, is the fact that 9th Street is a PennDOT road, and,
Yeah.
getting their permission to do any signage on the road seems to be an effort that takes a little more effort than I want it to be. So that's where I'm talking about maybe breaking some rules to get some signage up there. What would you recommend from the county perspective?
So I assumed that's what you meant when you meant breaking rules. I'm on the same page as you. So I will say 9th Street is on the high injury network for Delaware County and also the Delaware Valley Regional Planning Commission. And so I think that gives us some leverage to be able to approach PennDOT and say, hey, what's going on here and what can we do to slow people down? I'm happy to send an email to PennDOT today when I get back to the office and say, hey, what can we do? I was at Chester City Council today. I heard about this. PennDOT recently has been a very good partner. They have actually also participated in providing comments on this proposed solution at Coosa. They thought it was great. And these are local roads, but they came in and they weighed in anyway, which is wonderful because we're getting free expertise from them for that. And so, I think that's like a first step. I think I probably have some other information in the back of my head that before I speak, I would like to confirm first on other potential next opportunities.
I would appreciate anything you could do for the residents there on 9th Street. We've had some serious accidents there. One person was hit in the hospital for a while. She's still recovering. And so it's dangerous,
Right.
very dangerous.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm sorry, in your study, did you do all of the areas that schools were located in? Because we still have Edgemont Avenue. When you come through Brookhaven, they have their flashing lights saying slow down and they enforce it. But when you come into Chester, we don't have that on Edgemont Avenue. So people just go slow through Brookhaven and then speed when they come to Chester. So if we could get some additional signage or lights there and the other areas where schools are located, that will be a plus. So when you go back to talk to PennDOT, tell them that too.
Okay. Yeah, so for this particular project, we looked at all the public schools. We did not include the charter schools. We had to provide a delineation somewhere, so we went with the public in Chester, and then we looked at them in Southeast Delco. And so from each school district, two schools are being chosen based upon the traffic data, speed data, crash data, and what we heard from the community. So the second school, which we'll be coming back and talking to you probably in the fall, because we're doing Coosa first and then we're going to do the second one in the fall, is Edgemont Scholars Academy. So the issue with Edgemont Scholars Academy is that 14th and Upland and Edgemont are both state roads. Now, the benefit to having PennDOT at the table for this, and the particular consultant that we're working with on this, is that this consultant had actually happened to already have done a study for that intersection and had that information ready, and PennDOT said, you know what, we'll take care of this intersection. So that left us open to look at another intersection for Edgemont Scholars. And when we consulted with the school, they were actually interested in us addressing the intersection that's right at the Crosby Street Bridge, because so many people walk
Yes.
over it. So that's actually the intersection that we're going to be addressing in the fall. So, but that's one of the great things about having PennDOT at the table is they were like, oh, look, the work's already, and we'll take care of that for you. And we were like, all right. So it's just about, I think, us staying on PennDOT and making sure that that project is moving forward, since they said they would take care of it. So, yes.
If you go back to the picture that has a ballard, so coming up Parker Street, coming down Concord, but coming up Parker Street, heading to 8th Street is a two-way.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that they have to go, in order to make a left up Parker Street to go to 8th Street, they have to go almost to the middle of the street. And it looks like it's narrowing
Mhm.
where the two-way isn't going to end up being two-way.
No, it's going to be two-way.
And Parker. So do you see how much it comes?
Yeah, see the little yellow lines there? That's indicating that it's staying two ways on both sides of 8th. It's just, that's how over wide that street is.
It just looks like they,
Yeah.
Parker, they have to make a hard.
It is going to be hard, which is going to force them to slow down. I mean, imagine that. You have to slow down to take a turn.
Right.
I mean, that's like exactly the point of these things, is it forces people to slow down, right?
I was just looking at the deck, the width from 8th Street, Parker, and the other side, the left and the
Yeah.
right, it looks like they're not the same side.
It's also like the,
Yeah.
because it's a drop.
It's currently a draft. It's being engineered right now, and we're meant to have those plans on Friday. When we have those plans, I'm going to be sending it over to Andrew and to Paul, and to make sure Captain Shirley gets that information, because we don't want to do anything that's going to impact the movements of the fire trucks, right? That's like, at the end of the day, that is the most important thing, that they are able to get to where they need to go. So, and I do believe we have things built into this that would allow for a fire truck or, say, an ambulance to go up over the quick build improvement, while cars likely would not. So,
I just want the community to, I really want you to hear this, because a lot of people that get on social media and they say that the mayor and council is not doing nothing. Okay, that's not true. We're looking out for our children, okay? And we're looking out for our schools. There's some things we can get involved with and some things not. But for those things that we can have an influence over, we are. So I just want you to take notice to that.
and I just want to say thank you to council for being a partner and allowing us to come in here and mess with your roads. But, again, the whole goal is to improve the safety at this intersection. If anybody wants to see the video that I took of what was happening during drop-off and pickup, during pickup in the afternoon, I'm happy to share it, because it was really nerve-wracking and dangerous. And I am shocked that something serious hasn't happened yet. So this is going to be a huge improvement for the safety of our families. And after we install it, we will then reach out to them and find out what they think of this improvement. And that's why we do these types of things, because if everybody hates it and they want to go back to the chaos, that's fine. We can rip it all out, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe we can just go in the dead of night, ninja style, and fix 9th Street. But that's what's so great about these, is that we haven't put forth this huge expense to install something permanent and then not like it, right? If we decide we like this, that's an opportunity for Chester to potentially use community development block grant funds to make these improvements permanent.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we can go now? No.
Thank you.
To piggyback on Council Lady's comments, it takes a deliberate effort or vision to do a lot of the things that we need to get done here in Chester. And to partner with the county has not been a long-standing effort here in city government. The county has, particularly the planning department, they're planning for an entire county. And if the city doesn't knock on their door and say, hey, how about including Chester in some of the money that you have and some of the projects that you're doing, they're certainly going to go to other municipalities that are knocking on their door and asking. So, you know, this is a result of us up here deliberately showing up at the county government building and saying we want to be a part of projects that come out of the county. To PennDOT, as Ms. Spar indicated and as I've learned, PennDOT is a hard agency to get cooperation from. I've got to know PennDOT pretty well in these last couple years. They've got a big job. They've got a lot of roads across a huge state. So for them to pay attention to little old Chester, PA, I'm just going to say they're paying attention a lot more. They're getting things moving a lot faster than was ever the case before. It's helping us with improving our roads. It's also helping us with development in some areas where they own land, and if you want to try to get it off of them, it's quite an effort. I guess in boxing terms, if any of you follow boxing, sometimes you just have to hit the opponent with a lot of body blows, and we're not trying to beat them up, but you have to let them know that, you know, we're here and we're continuing to ask. We know the people at PennDOT now. We have direct connections with them. They're very friendly to us. I'm sure Ms. Spar will tell you that PennDOT is a tough nut to crack. They are. It takes a lot to get them moving on things. But thanks for the work that you're doing here in Chester. You're certainly an asset to the county, and happy to have you working down here for us as well. It is that time that we all came for. It's public comment time. We've got 5 individuals who have signed up. I will call you in the order that you have signed up. You have 3 minutes, and like I said earlier on, if you weren't here, there will not be a single question answered up here. This is public comment time, but if anything that you still care to ask, we're going to point you to the directors over there who will be able to answer your questions. So we're going to start with Mr. Jamil Cotman. Alonzo Burton, you're up next. Alethea, you're after Alonzo. Brown Williams. Then we close out with Mr. Salam. Salim, I'm sorry, Mr. Salim.
Good morning again, Mayor, Council.
Good morning.
I'm here with a couple different landlords. I've been asking Mayor and Council, can they set a meeting up with, a forum up with the L&I department so we could try to get some things clarified with the fees and everything else. When last time I talked to you, Mayor, at Council, I believe like 3 or 4 councils ago, you said that you was going to try to set it up. We haven't heard nothing back, and we're just trying to figure out, is there any way that you could set a meeting up with the landlords and L&I sooner than later, because the fees are there, and we just try to get clarification on some things. I just talked to the finance department earlier about one of the issues, to come to find out with the $25 fee that we're paying eCollect. That's where, as I guess we was just told that that's as a business fee now that we're paying L&I as being landlords. I'm trying to get more clarification with that also, so I will be doing an open records report to try to find more things about that, because I was never informed that. So if you could do, Mayor, Council, if y'all could set a meeting up, that y'all always had meetings in the afternoon, if y'all could set something up for the community to come out and get more information about what's really going on with the fees, because as we look at it and as we read it, it's open. You could take it how you want, how you could take. I mean, you can read it how you want to read it, because it's not an open. It's open-ended. So if we could have a meeting about that and things set up, then I really wish we could do that. Thank you.
And the $25 is a business privilege tax
Yes.
per CFO.
Yes, I just talked to him earlier about that, and he just informed me about it. And I don't know all the landlords didn't even know about that. We just got a paperwork just sent out, not explaining exactly what it is. So that's something that we need to address and explain. Thank you.
All right, I will say that I have spoke to the director of our Economic Development Department. Has there been a date set yet, Ms. Nona, for? Okay, so no date set, but that's a department, our Community and Economic Development Department will be having the meeting to discuss the rental registration fees to landlords across the city. So be looking for that from them. Mr. Burton. Good morning again.
Alonzo Burton. I'm here to address 502 Curlin Street. It's a dilapidated building right next to a new structure that I'm about to finish up. I have 5 families going into my building. This property is literally falling down. All throughout the city, you see these red X's on all of these dilapidated buildings. But they haven't put a red X on this building. But right next door, when I get up on my roof and I'm looking down into this property, maybe 75% of the roof is shot. This building is going to collapse. With all the snow we just got, I'm surprised it didn't fall down. There's children getting on the school bus every morning right there in front of this building. It's 3 or 4 different school buses that stop there and either pick up the children or drop them off every day. A little while ago, on this same intersection, I owned a property across the street, 501 Curlin Street. We complained about 503 Curlin Street in the same condition. The city came out, they demolished the building. When they demolished the building, they damaged my building at 501 Curlin. When they damaged my building, I checked with the demolition company to see if I could sue them to fix my building. Come to find out, no one from the city checked to see if that demolition company had demolition insurance. So when they done the damage to my building, I couldn't even go after them through their insurance company like I should have been able to, because they had improper insurance. In a matter of days, maybe 5 or 6 days, the city demolished my entire building for a wall that was damaged, maybe 10-foot by 12-foot section. That building wasn't in jeopardy of collapsing. Now we have a building that you can clearly look at and see that this building is going to fall. The bricks are coming down every day. The top part of the roof in the front, it's literally nothing holding it. I don't know how, they have straps. The kind of straps that you would use to strap something down on your truck is holding this building together. All I'm trying to do is prevent an incident from happening with maybe one of my tenants or one of the school kids that get on the bus there, but someone needs to check into it to get this building demolished. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Alethea.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Council.
Good morning.
Oh, Lord. Okay, today I'm here for the crossing guards. Some of them do a really good job at crossing our children, but then there are some that do not. However, the ones that are doing a good job, what I believe is they need to be paid more. Because if you go to Chichester, Nether Providence, Brookhaven, they're not getting paid what they're getting paid. And I believe they should have hazard pay. Because right there on Holland Avenue, those crossing guards are wonderful because the traffic just keeps on going. They see the kids going out into the street, and they will pass right past the crossing guards. And I just think that it's just not right. And I don't want nobody's children getting hit. One of the crossing guards had jumped out of the road because they almost hit him. And I took my van and pulled in the middle of the road so that no cars could come past. The next thing is trash. They finally came and picked my trash up. But we had a blue trash can that was for recycles, and then they brought out the new trash cans. Well, they didn't take nothing out of the blue trash can. They just left those recycles there. So, you know, what should we do with these blue trash cans now? Because no one takes nothing out of them. They just sit there. And I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you. With regard to safe corridors, with regard to your crossing guard questions, Safe Corridors is the company that you need to speak to. That's who we contract the crossing guards with.
And you can speak to Ms. Melba. Melba, will you rock well about the recycle? Okay.
Mr. Brown Williams.
Don't start the whistling now.
I'm talking about.
Act like grown people.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. How y'all doing this morning?
Great, how are you?
Well, I arrived here this morning because I paid to shovel my car out the snow, and then the truck come around and pushed the snow right back upside it. They'd have did better if they didn't have to come down there. Now they come down there with a front end load of a certain house they clean around. I asked them, I went to the tractor and asked them, me and another black boy, can you just take one dump out of here? That would help us out. He did like that and pull off, but I would have fired him if I was his boss. He wouldn't have been there the next day to eat dinner. But, because they ain't doing nothing. This city, the worst city that I see, except Philadelphia. Philadelphia is another one. See, I ride every day. That's what I bought that Chrysler to ride. Now in Delaware, when you get to the line, you can tell it different. When you pull up by where Joe's Jump Yard used to be, you can tell it different when you get into Chester. You go to 9th and Holland Avenue, a damn hole bigger from here to you. In the middle of the street, you'll break your axle off if you keep dropping in that hole. You go up above 9th Street and 10th Street, big hole. One day, them people gonna be coming from that soccer field gonna hurt somebody, because they be running 60 and 70 miles an hour, all half drunk up. When they leave the soccer, they gonna hurt somebody. They hit that hole, and them gonna do like that. They can take the people who doing the street work and throw a little blacktop in there and tamper that. But I don't know what's the problem. When all them other fellas used to be over there, them streets would have been patched. You can take from 3rd right there and go all the way to Holland Avenue. The whole street need to be paved. You go down 7th Street the same way. Big holes, crush. I don't know what's going on in this city, but I just hope and pray that things will get better, because we need it. Now, another thing I got to say, I got a bunch of grandkids. Y'all let that white man come to my house and kill my grandboy. Ain't nobody tell me nothing. And I got to try to help take care of them children. Somebody need to be done come there. And y'all ain't much tell me who the police were killing. There's something wrong when we living in a damn black city that we don't never learn nothing from it. We don't even much have a report to read and tell you how much snow they move and how much money they spent. Where the man supposed to be right there sitting down there today, supposed to be reading the ministry and stuff, telling people where they tax money. We tax money used to go to the 4th and Wells over here on the corner, 6th and Wells, 5th and Wells. School tax money used to go to Mary Road Street, 17th and Mary Road. If you don't get your tax money coming back in your city, you'll never get it off the ground. John McClure tell us in 1965, if he died, the city will die. And he ain't lying, he's going down every day. Go down around 3rd and Engle and look at that block up in there. All them houses falling down. It don't make sense. It's a so high. You leave from there, go down Flower Street. It's a so high. Cars park everywhere. Go down 9th and Engle. Damn, they got cars all over, everywhere. You seen it. You ride. I see you driving that black truck. You ride. So you should seen it, and you're supposed to write down, get down a little thing, you know.
All right, your time
Have a
is
good
up.
day. I know it's up.
I know you know it's
Yeah.
up, but thank you again for your repeated updates on what's wrong with Chester. Mr. Salim.
That's the boss. Where the boss at?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'd like to share with you very briefly, just make brief. There's so much said that my mind is, but this, excuse me, my name is Amin Abdul Salim. I live 240 Patterson Street in Chester. There's so much, so many notes, and God is going to slow this stuff down so that we can grab a good handle to it. And I'm talking about we. I don't like to discredit anyone or anything like that, but to give credit to where credit is due, and today credit is due to us. Now we appreciate the people coming in, trying to take over, if you will, but I don't want to say that, but it was said, and I don't want to say that. But they make a lot of suggestions, and we're going to do and we ought to do. I want to say this in quickness, is that, maybe I get to, that God is in charge of all affairs, okay? Nothing happens unless it be the will of our Lord, all right? So you can come in, you can make suggestions, you can plan and all of that. But we want to get with the plans of our Lord. In saying that, I said that transition. And we know that God said the last should be first and the first should be last. So if we are coming to being the first, we got to get there. We got to have courage. We got to know what God is doing with us, not with what someone is doing, God is doing with someone else, and they come in, their thoughts may be halfway decent or something. It's like, for instance, in the city, it's like, if you will, the psychiatry uses it, like a cup. It's half full and half empty. And some see in this town is half empty, and some seeing it half full. We're going to have greatness. But some seeing it half empty, so we want to get with those who see this town, half full, and we are going to our Lord with this. They said, let the best man win. These was every people, all people, let the best man win. So some people are open for letting the best man win, and God said, you are the best. I'm with you. You're going forward, so forth. These good things. It's, just so much, my goodness, you clutter your mind with this mess, this stuff. But God is still in our mind. He's bringing our mind to clarity, though the way would be clear, And so let us hold to what God has given to our mind and holding to the clarity that God is putting in our hearts and our soul. Because he did say the last shall be first.
In conclusion?
Yes, sir. Inshallah, God said, if you will, sir, those who hate you will be cut off from all future hope. Inshallah, mashallah. And we don't want no one to be cut off, but that's what God said. So inshallah, so let us hold to what God has given to us and trust our Lord. Trust our Lord. Trust our Lord. Inshallah. Shukran, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
All right.
you, Mr. Salim.
You're welcome, sir. All right, excuse me.
I don't know who's taken over our town, and I will say that traffic engineers are God's gift to Chester. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
No, because I have some things I need to say. First, I want to acknowledge Ms. Flagg and her presentation for Black History. I was in the 5th grade when I learned about Frederick Douglass. We were taught our history, and it made me proud that someone could run and escape and hide in a box and become free and help others to their freedom. So I thank you for teaching us Black history, because that was important for us. I never saw people that looked like me on TV, news broadcasters and all of that, and I got excited when I did. But thank you for your presentation. It was very well put together. Also, there is a display of Black history in our community at the CAT Center. It's going to be held there from 11 to 6 o'clock, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Bring your children out so that they can learn about our history, because our history is important, and it should never be forgotten. Again, that's going to be at the CAT Center. The other thing that I want to say is thank you to the volunteers on the various boards that we have here in the city of Chester. All of those boards are important, and I know people are on Facebook saying a lot of nothing, but they get the job done, and it's a volunteer position. And so I want to thank you, Ms. Freeman, for what you do, okay? It's a hard task. It's very complex, right? But you stood up to the plate and said, hey, I'll do it. And that goes out for anyone else who has volunteered their time to be on these various boards as well. We need our community to be in those spaces so that we know what's going on at all time and how we can make a difference in our community. The other thing is, do we have an update on the facade program? Because my emails are coming about the facade program. And then to Mr. Salim, did he leave? Dang, he be rolling. Okay.
Councilwoman, there was an update in your email.
Okay, well, I'm speaking out into the public.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know.
Oh, thank you very much. Mr. Salim, the message to our residents. Chester, he said, you are the best and you're going forward. And we indeed are going forward. That's all I got.
Okay, Mayor, real quick, I just want to make an announcement that Avery Sunshine, also known as Denise White, she grew up in Chester. A lot of us watched her grow up. She's going to be on the Tamron Hall show today. And I think it comes on sometime this afternoon, but around 2 o'clock. So Avery Sunshine is going to be on Tamron Hall. That's great. And she's the Grammy award-winning Avery Sunshine. So another strong African-American female out of the city of Chester, homegrown.
Can we get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Meeting adjourned.